Want to check in this morning. Want to say salute to all the fathers out there today. Want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers. So if someone haven't told you, I want to say happy Father's Day to you. I know all of us don't get that all the time. Even when you raise kids and you take care of them and you do things, sometimes people don't come back and say pay homage. So I just wanted to say that to all the fathers this morning. And I also wanted to say that I talked to an old school named Briscoe. And old school Briscoe put me up on some game this morning, family. Like, he dropped a bag of jewels on me, And we was up drinking coffee, and he was waiting on the store to open so he can get some cigarettes and go back, to his little spot and chill. And we were just talking about just life. Briscoe did a lot of time in prison. He's 70 years old now. Told me he had 2 kids, a boy and a girl, a couple grandbabies. And he was telling me about life and things that his dad told him. And he said, man, I've been doing my own thing all my life, and I've been, getting high, doing my own thing, And he was like, out of everything I experienced, I can say one thing, the best thing that I can give to you. And I said, I'm messing with him. I said, Briscoe, man, give me some jewels I can use, man. I need some tools I can use. I'm trying to build something, man. Give me something I need, messing with him. And he said, you know what? The best advice I could give you, homeboy, is to always have your own. You never want to be in a position where someone can put you out, someone can take your last, or someone can control you. That's what he told me. He said, my dad told me that when I was a young boy, and I didn't get it. He said, but now I'm 70 years old, and I can tell you, you always want your own. Even if it's just a little bit, it's yours. You want yours. In life, you got to find your own, And this man, we tend to create things for others to share sometimes. But a lot of times, we don't create our own, especially from rural areas, We don't know how to do that. Peace. Thanks for checking in. It's Rising. We don't really know how to, how to basically do that. And the more I look at these rural areas, fam, a lot of us set up, a lot of our men work hard and just work, take care of the family, and, they really push their desires and things that they want to accomplish in life. They align to my 10. They push a lot of that to the side, so that way they can provide for the family, And a lot of times things go left field. I've seen some relationships, that last. Salute. Happy Juneteenth to you too. Happy Juneteenth to you too. And to everybody out there, I want to say happy Juneteenth. They actually had a celebration yesterday and last night in my hometown. They had a little deal going. I didn't actually go to it, but I did see them having a good time. So I do want to say salute that. I was just spending time with my son, man, and just chilling, trying to get. I got so much on my plate right now. I'm just working on me. You know what I'm saying? And it was ironic that I seen this guy this morning, and, he dropped them jewels on me, man. And he was just saying, man, have your own. And like I say, I have seen it many times that we'll build things up and we won't make sure we good. I make sure the kids good. We make sure the women good, But what about the man, the black man, the man? Like, we are important, fam. We have to make sure, we are taken care of, you know what I mean? Because we produce the seed. The seed is very important, family. Without the seed, the field can look pretty. The grass can be green. It can be tilted up. It can have fertilizer in it. It can be ready to produce something. But without the seed, nothing is going to grow, family. Nothing is going to grow. So, the man is very important. I understand more, the more conscious I get, I understand why the black man is targeted so much because of the seed. Once our seed touch anything, it becomes us. And, and if you go through history, you'll see the strength, the power, their endurance, different things, the education, different things we are brought to the table that, in America, they don't want you to know that. They just want you to think that if you look like me, then, your history is coming off a cotton field or off a plantation. And it's not like that. So we have to have our own, fam. And we have to know who we are too. I got to say that. We got to know who we are. We got to know who we are, like just not the name that our parents gave us. I'm talking about know who you are. You know what I mean? Know who you are, know where you're going, because that all of this is going to help you when you're trying to find your purpose. I don't knock no man that gets in his age, or you in my age and you want to indulge, you want to get you a nice truck or car, or whatever. I'm not knocking nobody doing things like that. But to me, I don't want to just indulge in my own selfishness. There's certain things that I need, and then the rest of that stuff is just wants. You know what I mean? I would rather, me personally, invest in seeing someone else win, seeing some things change, seeing some real laws change, seeing some communities built where I know that my grandbabies and their kids will have a better future. I'm not really caught up with physical possessions. And when it means having your own, you can have physical things and they liabilities, family. I can hit a couple blocks from here and you'll see some houses, and you be like, man, they got them nice cars around these houses. And then you see a couple of them, all their wealth is caught up in materialistic things. They got a couple $100,000 sitting outside, but bills. Ain't no titles, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody own it. And then certain things you don't want to own because it's a liability, fam. But we don't know that coming from, rural areas. But talking to this guy this morning, fam, he said, have your own. And like I say, coming down here, we don't. And I remember one time, fam, I'm going to share it with you. I remember one time I literally got kicked out of a situation. I was with my son, mom, actually. And I'll never forget when, she came back from Texas and just out the blue, fam. She was like, I want you to move out. And I'm like, huh? Like everything was cool. I'm like, huh? And I remember it catching me off guard. I'm like, okay, so, by law, I didn't have to leave, She wanted me gone. I said, so you got something else going on? Like literally, it was so crazy. And I was like, okay. And I remember saying that, all right, I'm going to leave, because I know I didn't have to, but instead of just having the drama, I'm like, I'm going to leave. And I remember, her saying, well, I'm going to give you some time, to find your spot, and your daughter can stay here, And I remember, it took me about a week, though, fam, literally to find me a place. And it actually happened on good time because my money was right. Like, it couldn't have happened in no better time the way, the way she did it. I was, God was looking out for me because I was actually preparing for a rainy day. She just didn't know it. So when she did that, she probably thought I was going to be all in, but I wasn't. I got me a place and bounced back quick. And I remember the whole week I was looking for a place, fam. I swear this girl called me a few times a day or text me, ask me when I'm going to get my daughter out of her house. Now, we was married at the time, and I would have thought it wouldn't have been like that. But then I was in a situation where I didn't have my own, fam. I didn't have my own. And I remember just thinking in my mind, my mom dead. I got this lady telling me I need to get out. I got my daughter with me. Her mom is dead. I'm taking care of her. I got to find a place ASAP. And I remember going through that, fam, and it was a stressful time in my life. But, I was a father. I had my daughter. I had to do whatever it took. So I did that. Whatever I had to do, I went and got us a place. And I got us a duplex, fam. And in that same place I got was the same place I actually got her to graduate in. She graduated in Fayetteville, Arkansas, but like I say, it was a struggle, fam. A lot of decisions that we make as parents, we make for our children, especially when we're trying to, raise them and do the best we can. And they like nobody give us no book. Say, hey, this is how you do it. This is how you parent somebody. Nah, we learn this stuff as we go. And we realize certain things that our parents told us that it don't work. It ain't going to work. And the point where when we do this is not going to give us no good outcome. So you have to learn what works and what doesn't. But I'm sharing this story with you because that was a time in my life, fam, where I didn't know what I was going to do. I had some money, but I was discouraged. My mom had died. I married this lady thinking it was going to be forever, and we got annulment, so we weren't even together 90 days, fam. Like, I can't even make it up. But I had so much going in my life that time, and I just remember, like, man, I never put myself in a situation like this again. And to that day, I never have. And talking to him this morning about having your own, it really hit me because we got to have our own, fam. Like I say, I was dependent on someone that I thought I loved. I thought she loved me too. But I didn't know the day she just came back one day and just told me to get out. You know what I'm saying? And told me to get out, and her family, like, it was crazy, fam. It was crazy. But I can't tell you about the amount of stress I had from knowing I got my daughter with me, and I can't tell her what's going on. She don't need to know what's going on. You know what I mean? So I can't tell her, like, hey, this here's whoop whoop is going on. I just got to figure it out. And I remember, bro, that was some stressful times, fam. But it worked out. God was good. But I remember, saying to myself, I'm gonna always have my own. I'm never gonna be in a situation where I got to beg someone for something, or they're gonna take my last, or you know what I mean, or put me in the situation. And talking to him this morning just made me realize it, because in life, there's always situations where you might have to pack up and move, relocate. You might have to change things. People change. Things change. But you never want to get in a situation, family, where someone's controlling you, taking your last, putting you out. You know what I mean? No matter what the situation is. So as a father, as a black father, that time in my life was real hard because I had my daughter with me, and you don't want to let them know what you're going through. You know what I mean? You just want to say, hey, we're gonna maintain. And to this day, I never really talked to her about it, about what happened at that particular time. But I swear, family, it taught me so much. Salute. I'm glad, like I say, man, my goal was to just come this morning, just share it, and talking to him really made me think about some things and like put some things in proper perspective. And even right now, like I say, fam, I've been here working on my mom's house in McGee, but this is not where, I'm going to lay my head forever. I'm going to have my head. Well, I'm going to be able to lay my head here, but I got to move around. You know what I mean? And being here just let me know that, I can't be in an area like this and prosper because of the mentality of the area. I have to be somewhere where I can actually have some motion, some momentum going. A strong network, and I can make my own, because I realized, fam, I'm gonna share something with y'all. When I got out of prison, fam, they gave me a bus ticket, $100 check. That's it. After 10 years, I got a bus ticket and a $100 check. And everything I have done up to this point, fam, I did it off that bus ticket, that $100 check, and that freedom I got, and using the skills. So from using my skill sets as a welder, getting out of prison, getting that skill in there, taking small business management in prison so I can learn business, I started getting the concept of it in there, planting seeds. And then once I got out, I was able to open up a door. And I'm saying all of this to say, it's not how you start, fam. It's always how you end. The beginning can be rough. And I'm sitting here talking to Briscoe, 70 years old, been doing some of everything, on drugs, off drugs. And he's still up this morning, riding his bike around. And there's some people that's 10 years older than me that used to sell drugs to him that can't even move right now. They in wheelchairs. So sometimes you have to put life in perspective and just say, man, what is it all about? Here go this man, he's not lived a lot of people, and everybody tried to step on him, went to prison. People say this, and he good and healthy right now. Health nice. Mind there, we keen, we talking good conversation. And he told me something else too. I mentioned someone that I respected, and he said, you know what? That morning before he had that accident, he had cussed out his mom, talked bad to his mom. And he said, God don't like ugly. And it was that night, a little later, he had that accident, and he'd been in a wheelchair ever since. And I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. And he just brought some things into proper perspective to me, just to let us know, man, we got to respect our parents. We got to respect them. If you like them or not, you still respect them. You don't disrespect them, but the way he did it was disrespectful. It's a different thing than addressing the issue with a parent, because just because they're your parent don't mean they're right. They can be wrong, they can be oppressive too, but it's a way to do everything. And one way is to, is to honor them, even when they're in the wrong, but you can bring and let them know that's wrong. That's wrong. You know what I mean? and you don't have to disrespect them to let them know that they're wrong. But I just wanted to say, you know, this morning, the more I think about it is, we have to have our own fam. I'm always in situations where I have to pack up and relocate, and you know what? It doesn't really bother me because I remember how I started. You know, I just got some freedom, and I was released, and I just hit the ground running. You know what I mean? But I remember how it started, so sometimes we just have to be humble, fam, and no matter what you're going through, remember how it started. Remember everything is going to be all right if you stay consistent, and that you got to have your own. You don't want nobody to control how you do something. You don't want nobody to dictate what you do. It's your life, fam. It's your life now. You know, even triplets are not born at the same time. One come out at a time. I mean, we got to die alone. You know, even if you die with somebody, you're still dying by yourself. You see what I'm saying? So we got to keep that in proper perspective, fam. I seen a couple messages pop up. I'm going to make sure I get them before I leave. Bro, I've been there before. Ooh, man, I've been there before. I've been in a situation where you like roommates in the house. I've been there. I've been there actually 3 times, you know, as far as being like roommates in the house, just roommates. You know, I've been there too. And I'm going to say something, fam, you know, we want to, you know, good man, you know, we want to put our family first, fam. We want to make sure that they good. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to make sure you good too. Self-preservation is key, fam, because if you ain't good and everything fall through, they ain't good. You see what I'm saying? So regardless of it, you know, if you're going to build with someone, you got to make sure that they literally on your same page. And a lot of time it takes a little, you know, just takes a little open and being open with the person and literally reading their character, because character don't lie. A lot of times we're into relationships off of eyes, like, ooh, we look good together. Ooh, this or that. Or it could be just a physical attraction. Man, I'm attracted to this person, but you don't know the person. So when you get to spending time with them and knowing they mental, how they think, how they feel, what they colors is, what they like, what they don't like, that's all about knowing a person. You got to really know a person. And that's what I have learned about relationships. Like I'm not big. Like I do not, I'm not finna give my body to somebody just because of what they look like. I'm sorry. I didn't see many bad women try to holler at me. Nah, I'm good. Because I know, you know, I just, as life go, I know that just because, you know, the package is good don't mean the content is. You know what I'm saying? Just because the package is shiny don't mean the inside ain't, you know, outdated. You know what I mean? So we just have to think about that when we're dealing with relationships, fam. But I done been there, fam. And it was rough. I had my daughter and her mom died. So I was raising her. I got out of prison. You know, I get my daughter, she 10, going to 11. And then her mom passed and I raised her. And then I'm going from relationships, left that marriage, my first one, and then go to another one. And then honestly, I didn't know that my daughter was having some feelings about my first wife. Like, you know, I thought everything was good. And, you know, she wasn't abusive to her. But my daughter felt different, and she told me that she made me feel a certain way. And I never, you know, I was like, nah, You know, I'm in denial. You know, I'm like, nah, she ain't doing it. I'm looking at, man, we can't be in denial, man. When your kids tell you something, man, listen to your kids, family. You know what I mean? And my daughter felt some type of way between my first wife. She didn't bruise or nothing, but she felt different. And you know, come to find out, you know, even to this day, you know, they don't have a strong relationship. You know, they talk, but, you know, they don't have a strong relationship. And then I think her mom had even admitted to me that, you know, yeah, at first I was feeling some type of way about this or that. And people do things, man, and in the long run, they realize they wrong. But we do things. We treat people wrong. You know, I was always raised, man, if I'm raising someone, I'm with someone and they got kids, I'm gonna treat their kids just like mine. And I did that. When my daughter got in trouble and it was her and her son together, I whooped both of them together. You know, both of them gonna get a spanking in front of me. I'm gonna whoop both of them. And I used to do everything traditional way, like my grandfather did. I bend them over and whoop them on their butt, even with my hand or with a belt on their butt. I didn't just beat them. Nah, I ain't do all that. I just whooped them like my grandparents whooped me. And I used to hate getting hit on my butt with my granddaddy hand, because this thing, like his hand was like leather. He used to say, "Oh, not the hand." He had a hard hand. He had a hard working hand. You know what I mean? But I always believed in treating the kids the same. So I never treated one different. You know what I mean? But I thought it was gonna be the same. But some relationships you get in, women and dudes will treat the kids different, and it just, you know, that's something you have to know about the person, because some people are just different. Some people treat theirs wrong and treat yours, you know, different. And then, you know, I have seen people that treated the next kid, the foster kid or the step kid, better than they did their own kid. I've seen that too. So, you know, so I think that's just all on the person, fam. But learn to have your own, black man, though. If you're going through a relationship, just wanted to say this to all my black kings that's watching, young kings, old kings. We got to get our own. And once we know better, we got to pass this information down to the young kings, because they don't know. For some of them ain't got fathers like we didn't. So some things they jump into relationships not knowing. Some of them are attractive young man. They got a path going, and they're getting the wrong relationship with a woman and have babies by, and the woman literally take them all the way down through there. They could have went sky high, but they got in the wrong one, and that can happen. You know, and I think about my son, because my son got a good heart, and you know, and I know I'm gonna have to let him know, hey man, you gonna have to watch out, because some of these women just want a baby by you so they can be able to bring you down, and it is what it is. I have even heard women say, I heard one woman say she got 4 kids or 6 kids, and she made sure she had them by different dudes, so she'll never have to work. She said, I'm getting over 3,000-5,000 a month. Made sure she did that. You know what I'm saying? You're like, wow. You know, sometimes you're thinking that, you know, you set up sometime before you get started. You know what I mean? But I just want to say something, young kings. Have your own. Nothing like having your own. Be a man of your house. Be a king. You know, take care of your castle. And if you got a good queen, you'll know it, because she gonna help you run it. She gonna make the same sacrifice you're gonna willing to make. You're gonna be able to talk to her, to express who you are, even when you're angry. She gonna understand. You know, it's gonna be vice versa, because she gonna really, really understand. And you know, you'll find it. And honestly, you know, like I say, as man, you know, we go through relationships, fam, and sometimes we'll get married or we'll get in a relationship and we'll think it's a lifetime thing. Just because you marry someone or you get in a relationship, have a kid by them, it doesn't mean it's lifetime. Sometimes we can make lifetime decisions with temporary people, family. They were just made, you know, they was meant for a season in your life, not for a lifetime, just a season. You know what I mean? But we tend to make these decisions, you know, and then later you got kids and you got problems, you know, and then you get to thinking like, I messed up, fam. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I can be honest with you as a man and admit that, you know, I messed up. You know, especially with my, you know, I messed up. You know what I mean? I messed up with my son, mom, and my daughter, mom. You know, to be honest with you, you know, if my kids could be the same, you know, I wish my kids could stay the same. But boy, if I could change their mothers, I would. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, fam. I messed up. You know what I mean? And I tell them, you know, that's why I stopped. And they asked me, Dad, why you ain't trying to have no more kids? Because I only got 3 kids, fam. And I got, you know, friends that got more kids and with different relationships and how I'm like, man, you know, I figure I struck out, fam. I got 3 kids by 3 different women. I figure out that then it just wasn't for me. Like, it just, so I'm like, I'm not having no more. You know, if I couldn't have it by the same person, you know, then it's a wrap. You know what I mean? I got grandbabies now, so I want to help them out, you know, and then I'm helping, you know, I like to help other people, kids, when I'm helping doing the mentorship. So I was like, my goal is to bless the ones I got and, you know, and try to help someone else. But I ain't gonna lie though, I messed up, fam. You know, I did. I did that. I messed up. You know, I thought that, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought that being in a biracial relationship or having my kids by someone that wasn't my same skin color, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I was naive at one point, and I thought that, you know, well, this is going to give them a, you know, an advantage. you know, my first daughter and me, things were struggling. I'm like, you know what, my next kids are gonna be mixed, and maybe they have a better advantage at life because, you know, Obama was mixed. He was allowed to do some things that somebody like us would have never did. So I was like, well, you know, maybe this is, you know, the right way. And honestly, thinking like that was wrong. You know what I mean? But, you know, when you don't know, fam. You know what I mean? And so I made some decisions with my kids that, you know, I'm glad they here and I know they got a purpose. But if I could change anything, if I had the power to, all my kids would have been by somebody black. I mean, I could say that, you know. Um, but, you know, we make decisions due to the areas we live in, due to thinking that, oh man, you know, I don't know, fam. I don't know if I'm gonna just be bold and say this like this. I think that coming from rural areas and, you know, as a black man and we get some money or you get away or you get to an area where you're not around your people and you're surrounded by all different other kinds, you feel like, you know, your way to experience some white privilege, so to speak, is to have somebody white in your life. And I'm just gonna say it like that because I think that we uh, subconsciously think that. You know what I mean? Like you see brothers get, and then I done seen brothers say things, stupid things, and I have never been one of them brothers that say, oh man, I don't want nothing but a white woman. What? I know dudes that said that, and then right after they say that, some messed up stuff happened. I never been the one to say that. I always just say, man, I just love women, and fam, I can say that. And even some of the women that, you know, are even bad, like I just like women. You know what I mean? All different colors, all different kinds. You know what I mean? I just like women. But I would say this though, you know, when it comes to me being who I am now, you know, I realized that my culture, you know, means a lot to me. And, you know, I really believe in that if, you know, I'm everything happened for a reason, but I really believe that things would have been different if I would have been with my own, you know what I mean? At certain particular times in my life, that things was like, wow. But you know what I was thinking, like, man, you know, at that time I couldn't find, I'm like, man, I can't find nobody on my page. I'm just on this or on that. And you get in relationships, and then, you know, my relationship, um, with my wife that I'm married to now, you know, she was a blind date. I thought she was black, honestly. Her name is Coffee. I met her daughter. Her daughter was black, so I assumed she was black. You know what I mean? But she was good. She good people though. You know what I mean? But you know, we go through different things in life, fam. And I can say this, you know, when I met her, I was just fully established on having my own. And that's one thing that I remember her telling me, you know, she said it like, she said, you know, from my age and what I was doing, she told me, she said, I'm very impressed. She was like, you got your own. And you ain't asking nobody for nothing. I had my own apartment family. I had a couple vehicles. I had a business, my own clothes. My daughter doing good. I remember my daughter telling me that at school, some of her friends at school in Fayetteville, they thought she was adopted by somebody white. And it was like, why? And she was like, why you say that? Well, the way you dress. She's like, nah, my dad's black. You know, he got a business, you know, this and this. And I remember going up there and they'll see me in different cars and, you know, my gold tee, they didn't know what I was doing. You know what I mean? But it was like, that's your daddy? You know what I'm saying? But I remember that, you know, I was proud though to have my own though. I always had my own, fam. And I realized that it's very valuable now going what we're going through in this day and age with business, with jobs, with this pandemic, with people dying, fam. It's about having our own, fam. Having our own so we can get over the hump. So no matter what you're going through, you know, sometimes we get caught up with clothes and materialistic things. You know, we need to let all those things go, fam. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. Like, there's nothing wrong with looking good, but you ain't got to break the bank. You want to make sure you own what you got. You want a nice car. There's some different ways to go around and get a nice car without paying what they paid for it. I did it many times. You know, I done drove in Benz. I had the title, but I ain't spend no 50,000 like they did. You know what I'm saying? I know how to get something, make it look good. You know what I mean? I know how to get something at a good price, you know, because there's so many ways to hustle. You got insurance things you can buy things used, you can restore. Like, it's so many things you can do and still have nice things, but we think there's only one way to do it, fam. Let me check you out. I see you hit me up. Oh man, for real about your son. Ah, We in the same boat, fam. 3 kids by 3 different women, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. My oldest daughter, her mom passed. And God forbid, man, I really hate I lost her, man. She really would have helped me out a lot. She was a good girl. And I hate I lost her, and I lost her, fresh out of prison. My youngest, my next oldest daughter, her mom is white. She's in Newport. And then my son, mom's, he white, and they live in Fort Smith right now. And I'm gonna be honest with you, fam. It just is what it is, fam. I could be here as a man and tell you I messed up with the relationships that I went in, with the people that I chose to be. But I got my kids, and I do my best. Love my son. My son loved me to death. Like me and him been kicking it. We've been bonding. We've been. I told him yesterday we was talking, and he's been with me 2 weeks. And every time I used to get him when he was little, after a couple of days, he always say, "Daddy, can I talk to Mama? I miss my mama." He was a mama boy. He loved mama. And I told him this time we've been talking, and he haven't asked me about his mama not one time. And I said, "Andrew, you ain't asked me about my mama." He started smiling. He said, "Oh, I'm having fun though." I said, "I'll talk to her in a little while when I get back." He's 10 going on 11 now. He's different. Like, and we've been having a good time. He ain't talked about his mom one time, like literally he ain't brung her up like he used to. "Hey man, I want to talk to her," or this and this. And just let me know he's getting older, and we've been having a bond. And my daughter that's 15 years old, I had her. I was thinking that I was gonna be, she was gonna be here for Father's Day with me, but she decided to go back to Newport and spend Father's Day with her mom's dad, who's in the same town, same city as her, been there forever. But her sister is coming down, so she wanted to be a part of that. And I had no problem with it, fam. I let her go. Now, I'm not gonna tell you it didn't kind of hurt my feelings, you know what I mean? And she even asked me, "So why, and I told her, I said, "This is how I feel about it. I'm the reason you here. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even exist. But you would rather go spend time with your mom's granddaddy, who's in the same town with you. You've been seeing, you see him all the time." And so, it kind of made me feel some type of way, I'm gonna be honest with you. As a black father, I feel some type of way, and I told her that. But I didn't stop her from going. I said, "Hey, if you want to go there, you want to spend time with her dad, it's what she said. They doing something special or whatever, versus than spending time with the person that gave you life after I made, the sacrifice of leaving Atlanta, coming back and getting them, hitting the highway. Like, I make a lot of sacrifices, fam. And sometimes you're gonna make sacrifice for your kids, fam. They ain't gonna, you can walk on water. You can lay down on the street and let them walk on your back. Probably, if you got 3, probably 2 of them will say, "Man, thank you." The other one to keep on saying, "Well, you just supposed to do that." I supposed to do that. It's funny how some kids will say that, you got to do this. I'm like, you don't know that your mama could have killed you. Some of them, the mamas have already killed 2, 3 of y'all. She just decided to have you, honestly. You know what I mean? So that's what I be thinking. I'm like, really? The daddy, well, we get no love. The daddy, we get no love sometimes, bro. You know what I mean? No love. Like, it be rough. You know what I mean? And I think about it like, man, it's so funny because they don't even think of it like that. That, a woman, and I'm not knocking a woman having an abortion. If she want to do what she want to do, that's her body. But it's just ironic how she can make a decision and say, I'm going to keep this one. And then now you forced to take care of it, even if she don't want to mess with you. You know what I mean? It's just, the game is crazy, man. I ain't going to say everything. A guy told me one day, the other day, he said, "Man, it's hard, but it's fair." I'm like, shoot, it's hard and it ain't fair. I don't know who told you it's fair, especially not for us. You know what I'm saying? It's hard and it's not fair. You know what I mean? We just got to do the best for what we got. You know what I mean? But fam, I'm going to say something, man. It has been rough raising kids, you know what I mean? Especially being single, coming out of prison after doing that time. I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I mean? I just, I did go to parenting class. I read books. I was like, okay, I'm going to be the best father I can be, but it is what it is, And I try to make sacrifices and I give them things now, And then sometimes it feel like you just give them things. Well, if I just give them something, it'll be okay, Some of my kids, my daughter, she's like, it's funny because I had to tell her sometimes, it's like she only hit me up when she wants something. My middle daughter, and I'm not my oldest daughter. It's different. Like, literally, like, I hear from her when she wants something. She'll just say, "I need this." And I'm like, hi, good morning to you too. How you been doing? I ain't talked to you in a while. You just asked me for something. I'm like, who are you? And, you know, sometimes you get the thing. I'm like, man, I hope you break that mentality before you get in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, boy, he gonna have a rude awakening getting with you, boy. You just won't. You don't want to do nothing in return. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we got to be realistic, fam. You know what I mean? And I was just thinking about that with my daughter, by the way. And she had a little boyfriend with a little friend. And when I was dropping them off, you know, we was holding a discussion, and I asked him, I ran into him, I said, how would you feel about this situation? And he looked at me and her. He said, yeah, I'd be hurt about that. So I told him the situation about her, me going to get her, and then she wanted to leave to go be with her mom's daddy and sister and them. That's what she's saying for Father's Day. I asked him how would he feel, and he's a young boy and like to be around the father. How would you feel? The same scenario. He said, man, I'll be hurt. I said, okay. I just wanted to make sure that I just wasn't taking sides. I'm just crazy because I felt this way, but I'm still going to allow her to do this. So, you know, and so I kind of put her out on blast. But that's what I do, though. If I got something on my mind, I don't care who you is. I'm not finna, if we talking about something, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, especially if you got the audacity to talk about it in front of somebody else. Then let's hold an open discussion then. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we did. You know, we had an open discussion on that. But, you know, through it all, you know, it still teach me, you know, I'm still in the mindset of knowing that I got to have my own fam because, you know, she's still young. I got to take care of her. You know, she's my daughter regardless. You know what I mean? Even, you know, even I look like even when they grown, they still yours. So I still got to look out for them. It's different levels then, you know. But I will say this, young kings, you know, be wise on who you have your seed with if you haven't had none yet, you know. And sometimes, you know, I will most definitely say this, do more research. Don't just want a baby by somebody just because of the way they look. Find out who they are, you know, what they're about, what makes them tick. You know, those are the type of things you need to make a decision on. Not just, man, she fine. No. Don't do it, family. Don't do it. I done had a lot of women that was fine and couldn't do nothing, couldn't help me do anything, you know, other than just look at them. You know what I mean? So just figure out what you want, fam. And I just want to say today, I want to say salute to all the fathers again, especially to all the black fathers who might not get a inbox or a letter or a card or anything, might not even hear from them. You know, I just want to say, you know, happy Father's Day to you. Yeah, bro, what you said, break that habit, man. So I just want to, you know, I'm going to let y'all go, fam. Like I said, I wanted to go live for a minute. About to get ready to go in. I believe I got a welding class this morning, so I'll probably be going back live here in a few hours. So I'm going to get prepared for that and drink my coffee and get my day started. But, you know, I was just up thinking about that. And Old School gave us some game this morning. He said we got to have our own, fam. We never want to be in a situation where someone can put us out, they can take our last, or they can control us, fam. Keep that in mind. You don't want nobody to control you. He said, be your own man. He said, if I can tell you anything that's 70 years old, be your own man and have your own. Ain't nothing wrong with loving nobody. Ain't nothing wrong with giving. Ain't nothing wrong with breaking even or nothing like that. Giving half, going 50-50, none of that. But just make sure that at the end of the day, you got your own. Y'all be blessed, man. Continues to prosper. Hope everybody have a blessed and prosperous day. HogOn.